Aloha everyone, and welcome to my live stream, the first of my live streams hopefully, and many more to come. First let me say what we're going to do tonight is a little bit experimental. I'm not sure how it's going to go. Probably going to make some, mess up on words, bloopers if you want to call them that, so bear with me. First we're going to look at the USGS report for today. Then we're going to take a look at the earthquake maps, and we'll follow that up with a Hurricane Lane update and what's going on there. And then we'll take some questions and answers. And then after that, we're going to have a special look at that there revisit. Someone in a previous video was asking for some clarification on something that was pointed out in one of the look at that there. So we'll do that pretty much towards the end. So first, let's just get into the USGS report for Thursday, August 23rd, 2018 at 2:09 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. They report seismicity and ground deformation are negligible at the summit of Kilauea Volcano. On the volcano's lower east drift zone, only a few ocean entries were oozing lava. Lace plumes were minimal from overflights on Monday and Tuesday. Sulfur dioxide emission rates are at both the summit and lower east drift zone are drastically reduced. The combined rate is lower than at any time since late 2007. On Tuesday, the SO2 emissions from the lower east drift zone were too low to measure, although SO2 smells were noticed. Major Hurricane Lane continues to move slowly turn northward late this morning and is forecast to pass the west of the island of Hawaii on Friday morning. The hurricane should not have a significant effect on the eruption aside from minor rock falls at the summit and increased steaming from Pu'u'o and lower east drift zone vents. Whiteout conditions could occur on the new lava field due to steam produced by heavy rainfall on still hot lava flows. And of course, the Hawaiian Volcano Observatory will continue to closely monitor Kilauea seismicity, deformation, and gas emissions for any sign of reactivation, and maintain visual surveillance at the summit and lower east drift zone as best we can during the next few days while Hurricane Lane passes. Ground crews are not working in the field today and possibly tomorrow, but remain on call should any changes in the volcano develop. And HVO will continue to issue daily updates and additional messages as needed. The next update will be issued tomorrow morning unless significant changes occur. Okay, that's pretty much the USGS report. Things have been really quiet. No signs of any activity. The little bit of spitting and sputtering that was occurring deep down into Fissure 8 crater or cone seems to have stopped. And this is the picture from that. If you look there at the middle of the screen and to the left, that little white dot area there, that's where the spitting and sputtering was coming from. So really nothing of any significance to really talk about when it comes to the eruption. So we're still in a lull, we're still in a pause. Maybe it's the ended. Really can't say, and as you've heard me say before, no one really can. It's a continuing thing. So with that, let's go ahead and now move over to the earthquake map. Yeah, that's it. Hold on, give me a minute. I'm still trying to figure some of this stuff out. There we go. Okay, this is current activity sorted by 1 day all magnitudes. As you can see, pretty much no activity in the lower east drift zone area. We've got a few little quakes, over here, Chain of Craters Road, and of course up around the summit and in Volcano Village area. But nothing of any significance. 1.7s, 2.6, where was that one? Oh, that was right there. 2.4, yeah, so that's probably rock sides or settling of, all the changes up at the summit, which is amazing. And speaking of the summit, we're going to go ahead and let you look at this picture here. This is actually from the USGS as well. and the caption on this particular photo states that that parts of Kilauea's caldera floor are now a jumble of drop-down blocks and surface cracks. HVO field crews carefully hiked along Crater Rim Drive yesterday to verify the locations of the USGS benchmarks lower left. That's that little dark circle thing in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, which will be used for additional geophysical work that will help document the recent summit changes. The view is to the northwest with one flank of Mauna Loa visible in the distance, which is the upper right. So that's a pretty cool photo. It shows just changes, and if you also look at that there, oh, got that one in early, in the upper right also, you see the little yellow lines running up well, it's not a hill. That's actually part of a road there that's been buckled and turned in, and that big huge crack cutting it off. I tell you, I can't wait to get up there and see for my own self what some of this looks like, but it's probably going to be a while. Okay, so that takes care of the USGS. That takes care of the earthquake map. So now we're going to go over to Hurricane Lane, which is one of the very interesting things. I love hurricanes. I'm originally from Florida. I've dealt with all kinds of hurricanes over there, big ones, little ones, ones that act weird. But the hurricanes here, they perform a little bit differently. I mean, same mechanics and everything, but the islands have a very interesting effect on them. So we're going to move over to nowCoast by NOAA. What we're looking at here on the screen is the projected track, last current official position at Category 4. Next position, which is looks like 11 a.m. Thursday, is what it's rated for. Be Category 3. But anyway, so that's the cone of probability. What we're seeing here in the green and the yellow, that's the rain bands. We're going to zoom in a little bit here, if I can figure out how to work this thing. There we go. Okay. How the islands are affecting this is very interesting. If you look here at the Big Island, this is Mauna Loa here, and what's interesting is I've been watching this all night long, and today is as the bands from the storm, come, the bands coming in this, being in this orientation, and they move into the island going around, the storm, they slam into the mountain here, and they split right about here, and a lot of the moisture goes north over the Hilo and the Hamakua coastline, and then a little bit trickles off down here, but it stays relatively rain free according to radar in this area here. And poor Hilo, though, they have just been getting rain dumped on them. And over here in the Puna area, Pahoa, Leilani Estates, we see the bands come in, and it's just like it is in Florida. Band comes in, rains hard, blows for 5-10 minutes, and then you've got another 10-15 minutes, when there is no activity. And but as you can see, all the bands are being broken up and forced, northern over the island chain. Something else I've noticed too is that the mountains seem to act as I don't know, some type of bumper for when the storm comes in, because I know the projected track has been to bring it north and very close to the islands, but I've been watching. And you can see here that the center of rotation is well to the west of the projected track. And even later night when it was way down here, I was watching as it moved northward that it was drifting to the west, and it was always to the west of the line, which that's a good thing, because that brings it further away from the islands as it moves northward. So the question is at what point does it turn west up here? Because we want that to happen as soon as possible. Because if it gets too far north, it's going to really affect Oahu and Kauai and the other islands more directly. The Big Island really hasn't had a lot of effect. I mean, we've had the rain come through. It rains real hard, gets a little windy, but really nothing of any severity, which has been a good thing. So that's pretty much the update right now. There's not a whole lot to talk about since there's not been anything but the heavy rains. I mean, there's some flooding and stuff going on, you know, and things of that nature, because we are getting a lot of rain, but that's, you know, that's to be expected.